Welcome to the Guild Bulletin, where we give you the daily anime roundup of news. We'll be talking all things anime. So, in today's episode, it seems as though Clevitus has been renewed for a second season. Coming through from Crunchyroll, we have that it's been announced that the second season will be coming and it will be streamed exclusively on Crunchyroll. So, Kaio Tim, times 10. Clevitus has been renewed for season 2. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about that? Is it worthy renewal?
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is. The season just ended, I want to say yesterday. I watched it, of course, watched the entire season, and it's a great season. I think it deserves a second season. I'm looking forward to the second season. There's going to be it seems like there's going to be a major shift in the tone of the series pushing forward, but I'm hoping this shift doesn't take away from the series but adds to it because it seems like it's going more of a different route than the action pack that we saw from before, right? So I think it does deserve a second season. If you haven't watched the first season, go on ahead and watch it. It's completely up to date, sub and dub. It's completely finished. So go on ahead and watch that and let us know down below how you think about it and if you're looking forward to season two.
Yep, perfect. Because I've just recently started it, so far from what I've seen, I'm expecting a hell of a good ride. So yeah, so I look forward to seeing season 2 once I finish season 1, and then the next set of news is an anime that I've seen this, but it's not one that I've watched yet. It seems as though a reincarnated as a vending machine has has been renewed for a third season. And coming through on that, it seems, as we can see here, is that it has been renewed for a third season, which has been confirmed. I've not watched it myself, but what about you? In terms of, have you watched it, and what are your thoughts on just what you've seen of that, or in terms and the fact that is it going to be worthy of a third season?
So I'm not all the way caught up on the second season, but I did, of course, watch the first season. It is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's one of those ones where if you go to tell somebody, you kind of look around twice right quick and you're like, I like this anime about a vending machine. And then like you kind of like step away right quick to see how they're going to react. But overall, I think it's a fun watch. It's probably a comfort watch type of anime just because it feels so wholesome. Now maybe the second season has added something a little bit differently, but for what I've seen, I could see it going, 3, maybe another season or so. I haven't seen anything that has me saying, "Okay, I'm done with this." So I think a third season is. I think it could use a third season from what I've seen so far.
Okay, yeah, and then just putting my hands up as I've said it. I've not watched this one. I think I've been slowly getting into the isekai realm of things. I think it's, not been the smoothest of rides for me because it's not a genre that I'm used to, but definitely, if you vouch for it, I will definitely give it a watch, and I'm sure it's worthy of a third season itself. And then coming through to some really, really exciting news for anime fans. So recently, Demon Slayer, the Infinity Castle, which has been taking the world by storm in terms of just basically the sheer numbers of fans going to watch it in cosplay and all being excited and everything. It's now been announced that Demon Slayer, the Infinity Castle, has now passed Spirited Away, a movie that came out in 2001 at the box office.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. So Spirited Away initially had 360 million on its total run, and Demon Slayer is now at 388 million on its current run, with which looks like it will go over 400. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a big win for anime, and what do you think might happen with this?
I think it is. I think it is a big win for anime, whether you enjoy Demon Slayer or not. That's a totally different discussion. But I think as a fan of anime, you should be excited that something like this got the magnitude that it did. Now, Spirited Away did win an Oscar, I believe it did. An
I
Oscar, I
believe so,
believe
yes.
those are the movie ones. So it
Yep.
like it's not the first time that we've seen, an anime actually do numbers and everything, but to see it being more recently, we've seen it going up in years. I think we're about to enter a time where anime movies start taking over the box office because we haven't really seen that too much. Yeah, we've seen, as of recently, Demon Slayer took off. We saw Film Red, One Piece take off. We saw Dragon Ball Superhero that took off. I mean, in America alone, that broke Pokemon's first day record 23, 24 years later. Then here comes Demon Slayer 27 years later, breaking their opening weekend record. So now we're starting to see this kind of revitalization of interest in anime in the Western world, at least. And of course, these numbers reflect globally, but I do think that we're about to see a big boom in anime films that we haven't seen ever before,
Yeah.
you know?
I completely agree. I think it has been such a massive win for anime, and I think the only caution we need to have here is we just need to make sure that Hollywood, while Hollywood has seen the money here, they just don't go out and start animating everything, because while Demon Slayer does great now, doesn't mean that any other anime that they bring forward will do great. So they need to tread caution to ensure that they keep this momentum going forward for the rise of anime on the Western side. So it is an absolutely amazing start for this trend, and the fact that it has been Demon Slayer, one of the most popular animes doing it, is even more fantastic. And then just come rounding it off with just the final piece of news. So it seems as though Crunchyroll itself has kind of announced some of the animes that will be getting some dubs for the fall season itself, which include My Hero Academia and Spy Family. What are your thoughts on this? You have you been watching it in sub, or you've been waiting for it to come out in dub? Or is there anything just in general that you've been looking forward to hopefully catching it in dub?
So honestly, my if it's in dub, I will watch it in dub. I'm not one of those anime watchers, never have been, where it's like it has to be a sub or it's out of here. I do very much enjoy watching a lot of these dubs. It comes in handy when you have a busy lifestyle. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that feels that way. I do think we're starting to see a rise in dubs or simulcast, as they call it on Crunchyroll, where you're getting the sub and dub at the same time. And I think it's a great thing, honestly, just, sort of like with the movie aspect that we just talked about. I think it's a great time to bring something like that in, and I think it helps accessibility to bring people into anime. I mean, we have My Hero. I'm pretty much caught up on that. I didn't finish season 7, but I almost did, like 3/4 of it pretty much. And same thing with Spy Family. I'm caught up on Spy Family. I'm looking forward to both of those coming out. And if they're in dub, I kind of enjoy the Spy Family dub. So I enjoy watching the Forgers and their antics. In this new season, and watching it and being able to actually be immersed in the story without having to keep glancing up and down at the same time, right? I don't want to activate my Sharingan all the time. But I'm enjoying these dubs. Like this season, I think we got like 10 simulcasts. Like I don't think we've seen that any other season. So I'm looking forward to that, and I need to look at the list to see what other series are getting dubs at the same time as well.
No, agreed. I think based on what I've seen so far, I think I am most looking forward to Spy Family, the dub itself. Usually I'll tend to hold off on watching stuff. If I've watched it in dub first, I'll watch it throughout dub. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to Spy Family itself. But yeah, with that said, guys, this has been the Guild Bulletin. It's been myself, G, at the Anime Associations, with Kaio Tim itself. We'll see you tomorrow for the next Guild Bulletin report.